We're talking actors and directors who put on the shows.
We're talking playwrights and designers who you'll want to know.
From the very first rehearsal to the final curtain call.
We might be off Broadway, but we're talking about it all.
'Cause we're two local gals
with global pals. It's everything, everything, everything theater.
with Benita
And Ellen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Everything Theater Podcast Backstage episode. It's been a while. It's been a summer. My name's Ellen Cribbs.
And I'm Benita Zahn. And golly, Ellen, I saw you on stage and maybe right off stage, but it's been a crazy, busy summer. I started out of town. You've been in town performing, and now we're both working on catching our breath.
And it's the end of summer. How did that happen? It flew by.
I'm booking a walk time with a girlfriend, and the dates, one of them is like the 19th of September, the 26th, and you go, excuse me?
Halloween decorations are in stores already.
And people are already out in their pumpkin spice stuff. It's, but the season locally is getting going. I'll be directing Just Up By to See the Man with the Black Theater Troupe of upstate New York. We're cast. Our first rehearsal is, I think, in 2 weeks. And wonderful cast. And that'll be performed in the Black Box Theater upstairs at Capitol Rep. So it's quite exciting.
That's great. Yeah.
And next on your dance card?
So a little thing I'm doing, I'm fight choreographing The Girl on the Train at Schenectady Civic, which is talk about a great cast and crew there, helmed by Jennifer Van Eiderstein, one of my favorite artists in the area, directing that. And then I'm reprising Christmas Story, jumping right back into the holidays at Cohoes Music Hall. So that'll be really fun to be back with the group doing that show.
And what a nice cast, and mostly all new kids.
Yeah, haven't auditioned the kids yet, so we'll see what kid crew we have together. That's exciting.
Have to give a shout out to the young performers involved with Park Playhouse Stage Company. They are, I'm an Oswego grad, and in the theater, but in the comms program, one of the guys who was a classmate of mine always refers to those students as pros with GPAs.
Yeah, I love that.
And in a way, that's what these kids are.
Yeah.
They're pros with GPAs, their performance, I have to give a special shout out, and they were all great, but the young man who played Flounder.
Yes, Aaron Wood.
I said to him, and what grade are you in? 5th grade. Serious. And his dad was just, but this was, I may be off stage, but I'm still very serious, and it's still very important.
And what a beautiful production of The Little Mermaid. My goodness, it was stunning. And yeah, as you said, everyone was so good. That cast was everyone a professional up there.
Yeah.
And my girls were locked in. We were front row center. They were so locked in. And at the end, the wonderful Molly Kirby, who played Ariel, was out in the lobby, and they got a picture with her. But then Stephanie was upset that she didn't get to hug her. So I saw 2 other actresses who played mermaids that I knew. I was like, look, these are mermaids, but they were already in their street clothes with their like baseball hats on. And she was like, no, I'm not having it. And then we saw Molly Kirby in the elevator going down, but again, she had been dressed and was out of her Ariel gear, and my daughter didn't buy it. She's like, that's not Ariel.
Molly was wonderful, and comes out on stage, starts to sing, and she still has a mouthful of braces. She's going to be a senior at Bethlehem, but wow.
Yeah.
They all were wow. And I didn't even get over to see the kids and the summer production for Schenectady, Proctor's, their summer program.
Right.
They were doing
right?
You're in Town. Yeah. So bravo, lots of great local theater. So much you cannot get to it all. And I feel like we've been out every weekend. We've been
you have been going all over the place, seeing lots of stuff. You got to tell us about it.
And one of them we fell into. So the Hubs and I are big fans. We like going to Falmouth. Not a lot of Capital Region people there, so it doesn't matter if you do your hair or not. But now everybody will go, oh, we can go there. But of all the things we've seen, we thought we did it all. And I want to give a shout out to Julia Dunn, who anchors at News at Channel 6, because her family hails from there. So I bet if I'd asked you, Julia, you would have told me. There is a thing called the Cape Cod Theater Project. It actually started in 1995 with 2 actors, but in this iteration, I think this is its 14th or 15th season. But every week for the month of July, they develop a new play, staged readings, and the audience there's a talk back, and the director wants to hear, what worked, what didn't work. And we saw the last show, No Singing in the Navy, which was delightful. It has already got a booking. It will be at Playwrights Horizon, I believe April 26th.
Wow.
There's some things that need to be smoothed out, I think, but it's really very clever. And there were people in the audience who'd seen it 2 or 3 times already. They kept coming back to see the development over the week. So, Ellen, when we fall into something this good, have cell phone recording will travel. And I had and I should point out that, did I say it? 89 of the 115 shows developed there. 89 of the 115 have either ended up on Broadway, off Broadway, or been in regional theaters. Actors like Anna Paquin has performed there, and what a gem. It's 4 hours away. It's definitely something to put on your calendar. And they're taking submissions. I think they start taking submissions in a couple of weeks. So we jump on. So anyway, I had a chance to talk to Hal Brooks. He's the artistic director, teaches at Yale during the school year. So Ellen, what do you say we take a listen?
Yeah, let's listen.
So hi everybody. Theater happens everywhere because it's everything theater, right?
That's right.
I'm standing here with Hal Brooks, the artistic director.
Correct. Yeah.
Of the
Cape Cod Theater Project.
Which is really neat. You go away and you hope, I'm going to go find some theater. And the Cape has a lot of wonderful theater. But this is something in Falmouth that I had never heard about. You're open, a month every year?
1 month, yeah, that's right.
And you do new work.
We do staged readings of new plays. We do 1 a week for the month of July.
Tell me what has grown out of here.
We've had shows that have gone on to Broadway, off Broadway. Some have gone regionally, some have gone internationally. I'd say, most recently, Pictures from Home, which was by Char White, and later starred Nathan Lane on Broadway. That came out of here. Hillary and Clinton by Lucas Nath. That went to Broadway. That was here. Heroes of the Fourth Turning, which was a Pulitzer finalist, that had its start here. So we have a number of plays that have gone on to have great success after having a week of development here. And that's really what we do. We develop new work.
We've got folks walking in. We don't want to be in their way,
so
we're going to get out of the way because we're doing this, right before the curtain.
Correct.
And tell me the genesis of this.
Well, I inherited this. It was started by a guy named Jim Brachita and a guy named Andy Polk. Andy had ties to this area, and they were studying together, and they decided to form an acting company here on the Cape. They thought it would be a great place to have their company. And I think gradually they figured out that, we should do new plays. And then from that, they realized, well, you know what? It's hard to have a company and get the best new plays. So the company eventually, the acting company that is, eventually faded away. But the idea of new play development for playwrights remained here. So I've been here since 2012. And so this is my 14th summer doing this.
And you survived the pandemic.
We did really well in the pandemic because we live streamed. And we had our first summer, that maybe it was the second or third play, we had a live stream, a play called My Ruination by a guy named Kevin Artigue. And it starred Paul Giamatti, Pedro Pascal, Nina Arianda, Corey Stoll. It was amazing. It was just absolutely amazing.
And I'm doing this.
Yeah, it was amazing.
How do you get them all here? What is it you promise?
Well, they were looking for work, so we were able to they were all over the country, and we were able to get the engineering to work. so that we got them to do a live stream from remote places.
How do you select the plays that you're going to do here, the readings?
We get submissions from individual playwrights, from literary managers, from agents, from artistic directors, other directors. I read them, other people read them, and they eventually get chosen by me. So tell us, what was the impetus for the shows that you're doing? And you're wearing a Navy hat because the show we're seeing tonight is a musical called No Singing in the Navy by Milo Kramer. This year I kind of decided to go for plays that were funny, that I wanted a little bit of hilarity, a little bit of lightness, a little bit of whimsy, because I think that we need that right now.
You know, Ellen Cripps and I do this normally, and Ellen, I'm sorry I didn't invite you to come on vacation, but we got Hal, so we're good.
We're good.
We're good, right. But we've talked to artistic directors all over the Northeast, all over the country, and to a person they tell us audiences still want happy. You know, these are trying times.
Yeah.
And when you come to the theater, you want to be, not necessarily, or you want to be entertained, but you want to have a break from it all. And I see you want to get to your peeps.
No, this is a combination. So one of the things I think about is does this play need development? And then the other factor is, will this entertain? And then there's a third factor is, will that kind of work together? Will this audience be willing to be part of the development of this play while being entertained watching it? So that's what I think about. And I love all the plays. I love all the ones that I choose. And my hope is that, of course, that they love them too.
What do you do the rest of the year?
I am a professor at Yale University. I run the undergraduate theater, dance, and performance studies.
Because everything theater.
And I'm also a freelance director.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hal, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure
talking to you. Can't
nice
wait
to meet
go
you.
in and see the show.
Yeah, enjoy.
And Ellen, we may have to get him on again at another time when I know a little bit more about the show, but this was great. Get out. Listen, everybody, get out whenever you go away in the summer. Just take a look, see what theater's playing, and enjoy yourself, and then go say hello.
We'll be here at the Cape Cod Theater Project all July next year as well.
Take care. Talk to you guys next time.
And it was so much fun. They have little paper hats,
I love it.
So Cape Cod Theater Project, check it out. Put it on your schedule. Get over there. See a show. It's in a school. Beautiful auditorium, I might add, but just so lovely. And then the other thing, we had the opportunity, and you were so necessarily vacationing with the family.
Yeah, it was a long summer.
Right? They all send their best from the Great Barrington Public Theater. I ran over to see Best Medicine. One-woman show, based on a true story. Very powerful. The lead actress was, if you ever watched Mrs. Maisel, she was the mother-in-law. Just wonderful. And very, very powerful performance there as well. And it's also a lovely facility. They are out at, I'm just pulling something up here. They're out at, come on, Benita, because they're leaving actually because the school's leaving. Simon's Rock.
Oh.
They're going to be barred. It's barred, at Simon's Rock, but they're pulling out, and everything will be at their, downstate campus. So the question becomes, what happens with the theater? And hopefully they continue it. And the folks who run that program are spectacular. So if you haven't made a trip over, that's something to put on your calendar as well. You know what? Enough talking. Why don't we play that tape too?
Well, hi, gang. Sometimes you got to get out of the capital region. And I've been on the move this year. Right now, I am here at Barrington Public Theater with Serena Johnson. She is the managing director for the theater, and you've had an ambitious and a dynamic season.
Yes.
And the show we're seeing tonight is...
So the show that we're seeing tonight is The Best Medicine, written by Robin Gerber and directed by Matthew Penn. And this is a one-woman show all about the comedy of caregiving. And I know that seems like a juxtaposition, but this is about a woman who at 72 takes a comedy class and talks about how she is absolutely not a caregiver, but then finds caregiving to be the most expansive part of her life, and it teaches her how to grow as a person at the beautiful age of 72. And it's a gorgeous piece. It is hilarious. It is heartwarming. It'll make you cry. It'll make you laugh. And this is the final weekend.
So this is something that Ellen and I have discussed a lot. And we've talked to, folks from up and down the East Coast, is that picking a season nowadays, post-pandemic, in the political climate we're in, is a real challenge.
Yeah.
Because audiences still want life, they still want happiness.
Yes.
This is so how do you then come to a piece where, okay, the husband's dying and she's taking care of him?
I think it takes individuals who still want to access that part, and I totally understand if people aren't able to do that right now. It can be really hard, but I think that if you are willing to sit through it and connect with that human part of yourself, it's actually really uplifting in a way, and beautiful and healing in this environment, and the humanity is something that you really connect with.
How big a discussion? What had to go into the thought process to bring this in and the rest of your season? Let's talk about that.
So we, just a little bit, we have done, our theater company only does new work. So all three of our shows this year are world premieres. They are all written by women, which is phenomenal. And we had three really distinct stories. And I think what is so great about this season that was really ambitious for us was that they were all, they all hit on different aspects. We had our first show, How to Not Save the World with Mr. Bezos, which was a political piece that was very intense.
I'm sorry for nodding when I nod the camera.
Hilarious. And then we did Madame Mozart, the Lacrimosa, which was a piece that we actually commissioned 3 years ago. We had a live pianist on stage to tell the story of Madame Mozart right after Mozart's death. So it was all about how does she conserve his legacy while navigating, being a woman in that time period, right? She has no right to anything, and she's trying to keep her family alive. And it was one of resilience and just agency, and it was beautiful. And then we were closing with this heartwarming and realistic story a lot of people are going through about what it means to be a caretaker, and what happens if you're not suited for caretaking? What is that's not something you wanted to do, and how do you grow through that, and what happens if you wanted to leave? And it's told in such a great way, and we're just so proud of this season and how we are having such 3 different female experiences. So
where did you go from here? Because I'm sure you're already reading plays,
yes,
and starting to contemplate the next season, and I'm watching us with having a conversation, and the place is packed.
Yes. So next year, our goal is new work. So we are trying to tell the best stories of new and as local playwrights as we can. So our first 2 shows were very local playwrights here in Massachusetts, and we are just looking for unique stories that need to be developed in particular. So if you love new work and want to take a chance on supporting new stories, things that you've never seen before, that can be a little raw, that can be a little, it's very risky. We are the company to come see this. And so we don't know quite yet what we're doing next year. We have a couple of things on the horizon, but our main goal is telling the most authentic, beautiful and inhuman stories that are local to New England and specifically the Berkshires and Massachusetts. We hire local writers. We try to keep tickets affordable. We are a public theater. We use professional actors, but it's a really exciting time, and I hope that everyone comes and makes a pilgrimage to come see us.
And it's an easy ride from the Capital Region. We came over. There's a ton of places to grab a bite in town.
It's so easy. It's 40 minutes from the Capital Region. It's not It's a real easy drive. As someone from Los Angeles, this is a breeze. This is a breeze.
It's 2 lanes. It's not 6 across.
no.
Or something like that.
It's so simple.
And once you wrap up this season, anything into the fall, the winter, how are you keeping us interested?
So we're taking a break. We're taking a break in September, October. In November, we do something called Chat GBPT, which is and there's nothing artificial about it. But we try to bring local professionals and talk about the professional side of theater, like how is a new play constructed? What does it mean to be a set designer or a lighting designer, and in learning about a new work and fully seeing something instead of what is the difference of that. We try to have conversations about gender diversity in modern theater, and then we also have Berkshire Voices, which is our local playwrights program, where local playwrights come together for a semester, and at the end of the semester we do 2 readings. But we're going to be doing a 10-minute play festival, so all the writers are going to be doing a 10-minute play festival, and then we will have 1 reading of someone who is working on a play, and then we will have a staged reading of it, and there'll be a talk back afterwards, so you can interact with the playwright and hear how they created something.
Fabulous. So make sure you mark this on your calendar for Berkshire.
Great Barrington Public Theater.
Serena Johnson, Managing Director. Such exciting stuff. So glad to finally meet you.
Yay! Me too.
See everybody who's working here.
We're going to get you back next year for everything.
We're there, right, Ellen?
Let's go.
On with the show. Thanks so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Right? I mean, she's just the best. She really, and next time you got to come over too.
Oh, definitely. And more new work, which is so exciting, to see all these opportunities for playwrights. I know that Shar White was the keynote speaker at the Capital Region Festival of Theater. And one of the questions posed to him was, how do I get my work out there? What do I do? And it's like, you just gotta submit, find all these opportunities, because there are so many areas and theater companies that do new work. You just have to find them and keep submitting.
That's the point, Ellen. Keep submitting. If at first you don't succeed, dust it off, get up and go again.
Yeah.
And I've done a whole season with female writers, playwrights.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And
it's interesting to see the longevity too of how start to finish a finished piece is. One could pose the question, is a work of art ever finished, right? I mean, to see where a place starts on page to where it lands on opening night is really fascinating.
I really want to go down to New York and see No Singing in the Navy.
Yeah.
To see how that worked out. And where and how that changes. Because it will.
Yeah.
It will. I'm just taking a quick peek here. You never stop. We sit down to do this. You got all your notes, and there's still something else that comes to mind. But I think the takeaway for me, it was Caroline Aaron. I just want to make a note. That's who played the role. Is that whatever theater you're used to going to see, add 2 new ones to the list. Take 2 off if you can't fit it all in. Just go outside your comfort zone, your routine. The payoff is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so much to see, which is great. Theater still thriving even in these challenging times.
As we heard from all those folks. And, I think that the thought that goes into it changes. I'm looking at the auditions as we move into the fall season, the equity auditions, and it's interesting to see so many safe choices.
Sure.
Steel Magnolias has come back around. You go, really? It's a lovely show. And I suppose heck, if you want to cast me, I'm there. But a mother and daughter story, a story of women.
Mm-hmm.
But I was really surprised to see how that's one that stands out in mind. That, and everybody, so many are doing Come From Away.
Yeah.
As the rights become available, they're still not available for all size houses,
Oh, okay.
locations. Um, but it's interesting. You know, who wants to take a chance
Yeah.
and who doesn't?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Be an interesting season ahead of us.
And when do you start rehearsing?
October.
Ella,
So
it's around the corner.
I know. I know. I was like, oh man, yeah, we're all saying goodbye to Oklahoma. It's like, what are we saying goodbye for? We'll see each other very soon.
Because a number of you are in the show.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
David Baker immediately comes to mind.
Yeah. David Baker's back. Ashley, Simone Kirchner.
And your oldest daughter is coming of age
She
to be
is.
able to sit through a show.
Yeah.
What's it like to see theater through her eyes, Ellen?
It's so amazing to see the things that get her, the things that she really connects with. And not just her. I actually was only going to take my oldest to Little Mermaid. And then I was talking to Nick Martianano and Owen Smith, and they said, bring your littlest one. Like, why not? I was like, okay, it's a long time. We'll see what happens. But she was locked in. And especially with Ariel, she just connected with that character. And I forgot how much a character can impact, seeing the story through that character's eyes. I'm always so caught up in, what's that actor making, what are their choices, what's the lighting like, what's this, but to actually just live the story and be so invested that anytime she was not on stage, she was saying, where's Ariel? Where's Ariel? Mommy, where's Ariel? Because she just was so invested in her story. It's lovely.
And we should point out Moana will be opening, it runs 21st to the 24th,
Yeah.
with a younger group of local performers who are equally as good. I just, I'm glad you said that about bringing a younger one. Somebody had said to me, I don't know if my, child can sit through this. I said, you know what, the kids nattered through the whole show. So there were two plays. There was the play and then the kids
Yeah.
watching the musical. And there were bubbles and they chased the bubbles. And when the characters walked, they would go for the characters. It's wonderful. So adults don't not see a show geared for young folks.
Yeah.
It's double magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to enjoy that youth. It's just lovely. Yeah.
So, oh, I want to give a shout out. Remember we had Michael Pizzi on,
Yes.
and they've got their next show is coming up August 23rd.
Yeah.
So, like now.
Like right now.
Yes. And they're going to be at the Berkshire Community Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Go have
Rogers and
fun. They're
Hammerstein.
doing
Yeah,
Rogers, right. You know a little of that music.
I do. And he was so lovely. He came up and saw Oklahoma and stayed after, and we had a nice chat. Wonderful person.
Any other plug you want to hit? Anybody else we have to give a shout out to?
Let's see. Oh man, there's like so much coming up, I feel. Who are some of the big ones? I know Curtain Call's doing the man in the brown suit.
Mm-hmm.
Albany Civic is doing Jesus Hopped the A Train. As I meant,
What?
Jesus Hopped the A Train. It's
Right,
a
right, right.
Gurgis play. Mm-hmm. And then as I mentioned, Schenectady Civic is doing The Girl from the Train. Lots of
Mm-hmm.
trains.
Yeah, we're going places.
But yeah, lots of, and the Comeuppance, that's another one. I'm really excited. That is David Quinones. If you live in the area, that name
Mm-hmm.
probably stands out. It is his directorial debut at Creative License, and they
Which
do
is
great
at
stuff.
Cap,
He does great stuff.
right. They'll be at Co's Music Hall.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Exciting.
Mark your calendars.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've done it. I think it's
Yeah.
curtain call.
I love it. I love it. We'll catch you guys in basically the fall will probably be our next episode, right?
Yeah, well, Ellen,
We'll
I
see.
don't know. So after Labor Day, is that the fall?
To me, it feels like it is. I know it's technically not, but it feels like we're in the fall. Once school starts, it feels
And you are allowed to wear white shoes and white pants. It's all okay now.
it's all right. The rules
I
have
still
been
don't feel
changed.
right, but do you even own a pair of white shoes?
No, who would? Or white pants for that matter.
Oh, I have a lot of white pants. I'm wearing a pair right now. I feel like I'm in my jammies. It's a cozy shirt, and I've got these little pull-on pants with a drawstring. You don't need to know the rest. Hey, listen, gang, if you got any questions you want answered, let us know. Anybody you want us to interview, hey, we're open. We may not do it, but we're open to the suggestion. A lot of great stuff coming down the pipe. We've been talking about some really good folks to chat with, but really, let us know. We're here for you.
Yeah, and we'll catch you next time. I'm Ellen Cribbs.
And I'm Benita Zahn. Take care.
Thank you so much for listening to the Everything Theater podcast. Special thanks goes out to Alice Grinling for our photography and Justin Friello for composing our amazing theme song. Please remember to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you want to share your thoughts or what's going on in your theater community, you can reach out to us on social media or through our email at everythingtheaterpodcast@gmail.com. Till next time, it's everything, everything, everything.